Yo, what's good with y'all, man? Today I'm gonna be showing y'all the life of an 18-year-old barber. I'm gonna show y'all what it's like. I'm about to go head into the shop right now. I got a couple of cuts to do today. Let's see how everything goes. This is the first time I try to do anything like this. If y'all got any questions, let me know in the comments. Let's get it.
You gonna post it on YouTube?
I might.
You tough.
Alright, so to start off the day today, first cut of the day, we got a taper. So I'm only going to go into detail with this haircut in particular because it's the first one of the day, because my fading system is pretty much the same with all hair textures and all haircuts. So with this type of hair texture and any type of like tighter curls, what I'll do is I'll get the one guard closed and I'll shave it down with the grain just to kind of clean up my workspace. And then of course I'll set in my bald guideline. And then from there I just go in, as you can see, with the no guard lever open, and I kind of just blend that in, closing the blade as I go. And then after that I go up with the one guard all the way open, and I pretty much just cut down like that whole entire area. And then I'm left with one final guideline, which I just basically just blend out with the one guard closed, and then I hit it with the half guard and just detail it because the one guard doesn't exactly get it all the way there. As you can see, with the more curlier hair textures, you got to keep brushing the hair down, and you want to also cut it. As you can see what I'm doing, you want to cut it in the direction that the hair grows to get that nice crispy fade, because if you keep trying to fight the hair, it's just not going to cut correctly. After I'm done with the whole fade and everything, I basically just knock down the front taper with the one guard closed. Now you just want to prep the hairline with some alcohol. It's going to help dry out the hair and make it easier to cut. This is the point in which I realized that I don't have my hairspray. My mom had took it out of my bag and she forgot to put it back, but it's alright because I ended up asking someone else for their hairspray. Usually what I use is the Got2b holding spray. It works pretty well. This one worked pretty good too. I'm not really sure what it was, but it sprayed like a water gun. Anyways, you just want to hit it with your blow dryer afterwards and make sure everything's brushed all down. And once you're done with that, you're ready to line it up. You're going to get a nice crispy lineup. This is really going to help you while you're lining up. Like, if you don't do this type of prep, like, it's going to make a huge difference. This really is only necessary for curlier hair clients, but this really will make a huge difference. Now notice when I do the lineup, my client has a little bit of light corners, and in order to avoid giving him like that like U-shaped kind of hairline, I do dig in just a little bit to the middle. But in my eyes, this is just a necessary thing to do because it's going to ensure that his lineup is nice and crispy, especially with the prep and everything, because you know, you can make it look crispy by just brushing it down and not really cutting the corners down like some barbers do. But once he hops in the shower and washes his hair, his shit's just going to be all jacked up. After hitting it with the razor and everything too, you can see it's looking nice and crispy. That hairspray really helps it get that little ash line without having to use chalk. And he also asked me to snip off just a little bit off the back, and I just kind of just did that, you know, a little bit of freestanding hairs. But this is the finished product. Gotta hit him with that spice. So this is the next client of the day. This was actually supposed to be the third one, but I ended up getting a no-show, and you know, just a day in the life of a barber, just being real. But anyways, this is the same exact process, except this is a drop fade. So obviously I set in the bald line, and then I follow it once again with that no guard open, slowly close it to blend it, and then we hit it with the one guard open. And then to soften that last line, just hit it with your one guard closed. And then to finally erase it, hit it with the half guard and just kind of play with the lever until you're able to erase it. So anyways, like I said, obviously this isn't a tutorial or anything, but if you guys do want to see some tutorials, let me know. I definitely do want to talk about more so really just like the topic of the video, a day in the life of a young barber. Something that I definitely got to work on is my time. Obviously the way I edited this, it looked like I did all these haircuts hella fast, but in reality it be taking me a minute, man. Like, I really do got to work on my timing. I think really what it is I go too much attention to detail, when in reality you got to save the detail for last. Right here is a good example at showing how that holding spray buildup just gives it that added crispiness. This is the finished product of haircut number 2 for the day. I had also forgot that he wanted some eyebrow slits, so I added that too. Hit it with the razor just to make sure it looks crisp. So for this next cut, my client likes to wear his hair pretty much how it is right there. He likes to have it covering his head, and he asked for a taper. So since he likes to wear his hair like that, what I pretty much do is I just set in a guideline and then I cut in layers into the hair and point cut, because the way his hair is and the way it grows and all that, It needs to get as much texture and volume as it can possibly get. He asked me for a regular taper, not like a blowout taper to leave the bulk or anything, so I cut it down with a 2, and that's usually just a guard that I use when I'm cutting this type of hair texture. Like I said, I use that same fading process for every haircut, no matter the hair texture. At the end of the haircut, I realized that it was a little bit too long, so I ended up trimming it up, adding some product in, and this is the finished product. So I think we're on like the 4th cut now. For this cut, all I did was a mid taper. I didn't touch the top at all or like the bulk or nothing. I just did the taper. Right here, I use my comb to debulk the hairline just to help me cut through it a little bit easier. Just like that, knock down another haircut. So this is the last cut of the day. I did have one haircut scheduled before this one, but it ended up being a no-show. Unfortunately, like I said, it's just a part of cutting hair and all that. But this is just another drop fade. This one's lower, but whenever I do a low or a mid fade, especially when it's like a drop fade, I always like to bring down the bald line towards the hairline to preserve the C-cup, because what it does is it makes it way darker as if you were using enhancements, but naturally. And it just makes it look better in my opinion. But anyways, as y'all can see, the haircut slowly starts to come together as I blend in each step. This is the last haircut of the day, like I said. Let me know what other videos y'all want to see. Here's the finished product, and this has been a day in the life of an 18-year-old beginner barber. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.